I would like to tell you a short story of how I met this street kid and how his life transformed and transformed mine as well.
I lost my brother at the age of 9. He was 17. My father was in prison for 29 months because he was Tamil. My brother was murdered by the rebel group. My other brother was tortured by the armed forces. My mom was almost raped. I was sexually abused twice because we were displaced.
I see women in Africa as the backbone of not just their household, as they train children, as they feed, they plant, they're really the backbone of Africa. Women are really that.
He was on the street with some others. We used to meet every week, just sit and chat, you know. As he describes the street, he said, the street has a wide open door when you enter it. And then when you want to come out, it becomes like a needle hole. You can't come out of the street. And his vision was, he said, I want to get out of the street and yet at the same time come back to the street to influence it. And that really impressed me. And I said, can we talk more? And so we became good friends.
We realized they can't read and write. And so we got together and said to the husbands, listen, what about we take the Bible and use that for people to read and write? The husbands were immediately on our side and said, listen, if that's what you're going to do, we'll give our ladies for, let's say on a Thursday, for 2 or 3 hours. Well, what happened was phenomenal, was amazing. What happened is the ladies came into the classes. We realized that there's fantastic teachers among these ladies. These teachers got so motivated and said, listen, we want to take over. So we said, listen, you have the program. We'll make sure you'll get the materials, you take it.
He said, I want to go back to the street. And I said, what do you want to have to go and make a change in the society of your street kids? And he said, I wish I have a skill to know how to do things and become better in my economic status, in my thinking, so that I go out and be an example of a person coming out of the street, being changed, and also wanting to influence their peers on the street. So we, friends got together, and friends, in fact, from Tear Fund also joined me. My family members, the whole family contributed some money. And we had him go through 1-year skills training. He graduated with distinction. In fact, great distinction.
When I look back at my life, I realized a lot was taken from my life. Life was not fair. And I also look back at my life. There's been grace in abundance and hope. Therefore, the need to give back more. I represent a community, a group of people, ethnicities that do not have hope today. And people's voices are not heard, they are oppressed, and human rights are violated. So therefore, I want to get young people to respond to that. I want to mobilize young people, I want to motivate them, I want to inspire them to respond to every possible thing that they could without being passive in their communities.
Tinayo ng parang kabataang malaya kung saan nais nilang matutunan, malaman kung paano pagbabago sa nila. Kasi kung marami po sa amin na walang nagagawa, parang paikot-ikot na yung buhay nila sa araw-araw na nangyayari. Kaya po ginawa ko para may paglibangan sila, makapag-iwas sila sa mga bisyo.
So then he graduated, and then we said, what? And he said, you know what, if I could get some money also to support me, I could go and start business. And I said, okay. So I said, show me what you have. So he collected this money from what he did, he put it together, and he said, this is what I have. And I said, okay. So I talked to my friends, and they said, if he has done this, if he has come this far, then we can help him get up. My Street Children approach is not like a big project or a ministry. It's a one-to-one model. So I just approach 1, 2, surrounded by my friends and family, influence life, move on, and help them to influence life with us. The boy's name is Berhanu, and I said, is this your real name? And he said, I will tell you my real name one of these days. So I'm waiting for it.
Sa pananaw ko po, kasi naranasan ko yung di pa nila naranasan, kaya hanggat maaari, yung mga naranasan ko, hindi na sana nila maranasan.
Katulad ng halimbawa?
Makulong ako, magalti ako. Buhay na buhay po, parang feeling ko, bumalik ako sa pagkabata. Na kahit anong problema, parang kaya.
Yeah.
You know, we started with 5 ladies. It took a long time. It's not just success stories, but what happened is in a period of 5 years, these ladies started training other ladies. There were some fantastic teachers there. The figure currently is at 1,250 ladies out there in the middle of nowhere, and government is coming and said, so what's the secret? And we don't really know. I know it's a God thing, and I know that the Bible plays a role, and you know, we've worked very closely with communities in building those bridges. And the wonderful thing is they're running the program. If I leave, it will just keep on going.
I'm connecting people from different communities to respond to each other. So there are people who have resources in one community and there's a need in another community. I facilitate that connection and relationship. Through that, I hope to bring reconciliation, but more than anything else, healing for themselves, for them to be at peace with what has happened with their lives, and also to come into terms with what's happening around them, to bring coordinated and combined transformation in their communities.